Continuing on with these prayers by Raganatha Go Swami. Thank you, Lord. This is about Vrindavan. Filled with the great flood of love and decorating the ever-blossoming groves of Vrindavan with many fragrant flowers, Vrindadevi creates a festive atmosphere for Sri Radha and Krishna to enjoy transcendental pastimes with their dear friends. Let me surrender to Vrindadevi. You don't have to come in now. I'm just going back and forth here, probably. Vrindadevi creates a festive atmosphere for Sri Radha and Krishna to enjoy transcendental pastimes with their dear friends. Let me surrender to Vrindadevi. Bringing Srimati Radharani to cook by the order of the Queen of Raj, and as they both walk together on the path, pleasing her by affectionately and continually narrating the latest news of Lord Krishna. Charming Kundalata. Charming Kundalata Devi, glowing with friendship and auspicious playfulness, became filled with happiness. I worship Kundalata Devi. Brought by the Queen of Raj to cook many palatable dishes of her own accord, affectionate Dhanista Devi, using many clever tricks, happily arranged for Srimati Radharani to meet her lover. Krishna in the forest groves of Nandishwar Hill. I worship Dhanista Devi, for whom her friend Radha is more dear than life. Her heart enchanted by repeatedly hearing the glories of the divine couple, and longing to meet them, Nandamukhi Devi left Avantipur and went to the land of Raj, where she eternally increases the happiness of Sri Radha and Krishna's splendid nectarian pastimes. I eternally offer my respectful obeisances to Nandamukhi Devi. Her heart enchanted by repeatedly hearing the glories of the divine couple and longing to meet them, Nandamukhi left Avantipur and went to the land of Raj, where she eternally increases the happiness of Sri Radha and Krishna's splendid nectarian pastimes. I eternally offer my respectful obeisances to Nandamukhi Devi. Her waters filled with musk and saffron falling from Sri Radha and Krishna as they enjoy many nectar water pastimes. The Yamuna River happily smiles at them with her foam and splashes them with the beautiful hands of her waves. I pray that the Yamuna River may bring transcendental happiness to us. Moved by the appeal of supremely blissful Lord Krishna, the gopis spontaneously and angrily rebuke Srimati Radharani, who is more dear to them than their own life breath, and encourage her to again and again enjoy pastimes with Krishna. Bowing my head, I take shelter of these dear friends of Srimati Radharani, who daily arranges for her to enjoy transcendental pastimes with Lord Krishna. With great love, enthusiasm, and respect, Krishna's servants, who are much like his friends, serve in many ways and please him by bringing the flute, veena, water, betel nuts, and other articles. I worship Krishna's servants who have Patri as their leader. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda. This is the meeting of Raghunath Das and Lord Chaitanya, chapter 6 of the Anshakanda. Translation. With the ropes of his causeless mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu employed a trick to deliver Raghunath Das Goswami from the blind well of contemptible family life. Actually, we won't read this one. We'll read another one here. The loving dealings between Lord Chaitanya and Jagadananda Pandit, chapter 12. And I'm going to skip a little bit here. Okay? Verse 1 here. Chapter 12 of the Anshalila. O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be always heard, chanted and meditated upon with great happiness. Hey, Rosa. Sorry you don't understand English too well. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is all merciful, and all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, who is an ocean of mercy. I always love this verse here. O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be always heard, chanted, and meditated upon with great happiness. This has been my motto over the years. I've just always, I said, yeah, that's the zone, man. That's what I did. You know, just always heard and meditate on these characteristics. So transcendental. Yeah. All glories to Advaita Acharya, who is also an ocean of mercy. All glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose hearts are always filled with mercy. The mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always morose because of continuously manifested feeling of separation from Krishna. The Lord would cry, O my Lord Krishna, my life and soul, O son of Maharaj Nanda, where shall I go? Where shall I attain you, O Supreme Personality, who plays with his flute, who plays with your flute to your mouth? O Lord, the Lord would cry, O my Lord Krishna, my life and soul, O son of Maharaj Nanda, where shall I go? Where shall I attain you, O Supreme Personality, who plays with your flute to your mouth? This was his situation day and night. Unable to find peace of mind, he passed his nights with great difficulty in the company of Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy. Meanwhile, all the devotees journeyed from their homes in Bengal to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Shivananda Sain, Advaita Acharya, and others. All the devotees assembled in Navadvip. The inhabitants of Kuliagram in Kanda village, also assembled in Navadvip. Because Nityananda Prabhu was preaching in Bengal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had ordered him not to come to Jagannath Puri. That year, however, he went with the rest of the party to see the Lord. Srivas Thakur was also there with his 3 brothers and his wife, Malini. Acharya Ratna was similarly accompanied by his wife. The wife of Shivananda Sain also came along with their 3 sons. Raghava Pandit joined them carrying his famous bags of food. Vasudev Dutt, Murari Gupta, Vijayanidhi, and many other devotees went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Altogether they numbered 200 or 300. The devotees first saw Sachimata and took her permission. Then in great happiness they started for Jagannath Puri, congregationally chanting the holy names of the Lord. Shivananda Sain managed the payment of tolls at different places. Maintaining everyone, he guided all the devotees in great happiness. Shivananda Sain took care of everyone and gave each devotee places to stay. He knew all the paths leading to Orissa. One day when the party was being checked by a toll collector, the devotees were allowed to pass, and Shivananda Sain remained behind alone to pay the taxes. The party went into a village and waited beneath a tree because no one but Shivananda Sain could arrange for their residential quarters. Hey there, Ellen, welcome. Nityananda Prabhu, meanwhile, became very hungry and upset. Because he had not yet obtained a suitable residence, he began calling Shivananda Sain ill names. Shivananda Sain has not arranged for my residence, he complained, and I am so hungry I could die. Because he has not come, I curse his 3 sons to die. Hearing this curse, Shivananda Sain's wife began to cry. Just then Shivananda Sain returned from the toll station. Crying, his wife informed him, Lord Nityananda has cursed our 3 sons to die because his quarters have not been provided. Shivananda Sain replied, You crazy woman, why are you... You crazy woman? Why are you needlessly crying? Let my 3 sons die for all the inconvenience we have caused, Nityananda Prabhu. Why do I think this is funny? Because it's a big joke. After saying this, Shivananda Sain went to Nityananda, who then stood up and then kicked him. Probably pretty hard too. Very pleased at being kicked, Shivananda Sain quickly arranged for a milkman's house to be the Lord's residence. Shivananda Sain touched the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu and led him to his residence. After giving the Lord his quarters, Shivananda Sain, being very pleased, spoke as follows. Today you have accepted me as your servant and have properly punished me for my offense. My dear Lord, your chastise me is your causeless mercy. Who within the three worlds can understand your real character? The dust of your lotus feet is not attainable by even Lord Brahma. Yet your lotus feet have touched my wretched body. Today my birth, my family, and my activities have all become successful. Today I have achieved the fulfillment of religious principles, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and ultimately devotional service to Lord Krishna. When Lord Nityananda heard this, he was very happy. He rose and embraced Shivananda Sain in great love. Being very pleased by Nityananda Prabhu's behavior, Shivananda Sain began to arrange residential quarters for all the Vaishnavas, headed by Advaita Acharya. One of Sri Nityananda's Prabhu's characteristics is his contradictory nature. When he becomes angry and kicks someone, it is actually to his benefit. Shivananda Sain's nephew, Sri Kanta, the son of his sister, felt offended, and he commented on the matter when his uncle was absent. My uncle is well known as one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Lord Nityananda Prabhu asserts his superiority by kicking him. After saying this, Sri Kanta, who was only a boy, left the group and traveled alone to the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Kanta offered obeisances to the Lord, he was still wearing his shirt and coat. Therefore Govinda told him, "My dear Sri Kanta, first take off these garments." As Govinda was warning Sri Kanta, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Don't bother him. Let Sri Kanta do whatever he likes, for he has come here in a distressed state of mind." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from Sri Kanta about all the Vaishnavas, and the boy informed the Lord about them, naming them one after another. When Sri Kanta Sain heard the Lord say he is distressed, he could understand that the Lord is omniscient. As he described the Vaishnavas, therefore he did not mention Lord Nityananda kicking Shivananda Sain. Meanwhile, all the devotees arrived and went to meet the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received them all, just as he had the previous years. The women, however, saw the Lord from a distance. The Lord again arranged for the residential quarters of all the devotees, and thereafter called them to partake of the remnants of food offered to Lord Jagannath. Shivananda Sain introduced his three sons to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because they were his sons, the Lord showed the boys great mercy. Lord Chaitanya asked the youngest son's name, and Shivananda Sain informed the Lord that his name was Paramananda Das. Once before, when Shivananda Sain had visited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his residence, the Lord told him, when his son is born, give him the name Puridas. The son was in the womb of the wife, and when he returned home, the son was born. The child was named Paramananda Das in accordance with the Lord's order, and the Lord jokingly called him Puridas. When Shivananda Sain introduced the child to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord put his toe in the child's mouth. No one can cross over the ocean of Shivananda Sain's good fortune, for the Lord considered Shivananda Sain's whole family his own. The Lord ate lunch in the company of all the other devotees, and after washing his hands and mouth, he gave the order to Govinda. As long as Shivananda Sen's wife and children stay in Jagannath Puri, he said, they must be given the remnants of my food. See, that's the secret, is to become part of the family of Lord Chaitanya, a family member. See, you got to have relation, It's like here in the world. You got to, if you're a part of a family, then everybody considers you part of the family. And they treat you differently than they just treat the people that are not part of that family. Well, it's the same thing with the Lord's family. So we have to be drawn in to the Lord's family by a family member. See, a member of the family. And then become connected with that family member. And usually that's the idea of taking initiation from a real associate of the Lord. Really, that's the thing, is to bond with the associate, and they draw you into this transcendental family. It's unlike any other family. Very rare. Yeah. It's all about relationships, even in the transcendental level, and that's, so the empowered spiritual master draws us into the family of God, and so the Lord has different incarnations. He has this, if you want to be a family member of Lord Ram, you have to meet some family member of Lord Ram, and it will be different than a family member of Krishna. Radha and Krishna, they have a different. Sita Ram is, even though it's the same God, but it's a different family. Just like we have, it's the Maya, the Mahamaya here in the world is kind of the same thing. You have different families, see, and if you've got to be related to the different family for a particular family to feel considered a family member. Well, it's the same thing. We got the incarnations of the Lord. See, the Yoga Maya does a similar thing. You got to be a family member of Radha and Krishna, and to be a part of that family. Or if you're a family member of Lord Ram, doesn't necessarily mean you'll feel yourself to be a family member of Radha and Krishna. See, they have it's a different incarnation with different moods and different attitudes and different bhavs and feelings, and it's all transcendental. See? So the beautiful thing about Lord Chaitanya, all incarnations are within him, and so even the devotees who had family relations with, like Lord Ramachandra, they also started to feel relations with Radha and Krishna because he was the covered incarnation also, so they felt relation there, like part of the family, because Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna combined. Okay, so that's how it works. If you want, if it's attractive to a person, even, and like here we got in Vedic Bhakti, a lot of devotees want to be a family member of Krishna, but you have to be drawn into that family relationship by being purified. Okay? Like Jesus said into his disciples, you are clean by the words I've spoken to you. So you have to, I was reading this, I think I'll read this because it's really good and important. About Prabhupada talks about the transcendental sound vibration, how important it is, and you have to get purified by that. A family member, a real associate of the Lord, when their voice is changed into a transcendental potency, okay? And you hear that potency, you get purified. That's why Jesus said you are clean by the words I spoke to you. So he spoke from a transcendental personality who speaks transcendental sound vibration. It purifies your consciousness. The only way to get purified, really. Being a Brahmin and follow Brahmin principles is not good enough. That won't work. This work to bring you up to the mode of goodness and being a Brahmin, still you got the devil after you. Or Maya, same thing. Maya it cloaks the truth. Cloaks the mode of goodness is still cloaking the truth. Even the demigods can't understand the transcendental realm. see, that a devotee lives in. Yeah? You can't understand these things. So here's what Prabhupada says about it. It's beautiful, stated perfectly well. So it's on. They put it on this website here. See if I can find it. What is this? Here we go. Here we go. Yes. All right, here we go. Somewhere. Let's see. Is it here? Come on, where's the library? Come on. Says it's here, menu. Okay. Come on, where is this thing here? Let's try it again here. Okay. Home. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Where is it? Getting there. Well, I guess it's not happening. I got so many things. I had it just today. What happened there? Oh, here we go. Visit the... Okay. I can't find it. I don't know what happened. Continue reading here. Okay. There was a resident of Nadia named Parmeshwar, who was a confectioner living near the home of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So yeah, you know, we want to be drawn into the relationship with this family, because it's a feeling thing. It's a transcendental feeling. If you don't have this bhav, this prema, this devotion awakened, then you cannot be drawn to this family or draw anybody else. It's still material. You know, your vibration has to be changed. See, your vibration has to be changed, and to help others to bond to the family, you have to have the feeling it's transcendental. You know, you just have to feel like these devotees felt, and that's the idea of getting the mercy of a bona fide representative of the Lord. Is just so you can become a family member. Oh, yeah. So when the Lord was a boy, he would visit the house of Parmeshwar Modak again and again. The confectioner would supply the Lord milk and sweetmeats, and the Lord would eat them. Parmeshwar Modak had been affectionate towards the Lord since his childhood, and he was one of those who came that year to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. When he offered his obeisances to the Lord, he said, "I am the same Parmeshwar." Upon seeing him, the Lord asked him questions with great affection. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Parmeshwar, may you be blessed. It is very good that you have come here." Parmeshwar then informed the Lord, "Mukundara Mata has also come." Hearing the name of Mukundara Mata, Lord Chaitanya hesitated, but because of affection for Parmeshwar, he did not say anything. An intimate relationship sometimes makes a person overstep formal etiquette. Thus, Parmeshwar actually pleased the Lord in his heart by his simple and affectionate behavior. All the devotees engaged in the cleansing ceremony of the Gundicha temple and danced in front of the Rath Yatra cart, just as they had done in the past. For 4 consecutive months, the devotees observed all the festivals. The wives, such as Malini, extended invitations for lunch to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From Bengal, the devotees had brought varieties of Bengali food that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liked, and they also cooked various grains and vegetables in their homes and offered them to the Lord. You know, isn't it amazing? Lord Chaitanya, and just like, it started like with Jesus. Jesus started out with the Jews. He came to his people that were, into the scriptures, the Jewish people. And some received him, and many didn't, actually. And so after he resurrected, then the witnesses took over. They took the ball. They got the same spirit because they heard from Jesus. See, that's how you do it. They bonded with Jesus. They heard from Jesus, and they became purified. And then they got the spirit of devotion, which qualifies one to enter the kingdom of God. Without that, they called it the second birth. You're not qualified to enter the kingdom of God. And this is what's forthcoming for Vaishnavas. It's not enough just to, have some formal initiation where you get a thread, and study the Vedas. That's not enough. That's, some mode of goodness type thing at best. You have to have the spiritual transformation. And you have to you have to hear enough to where you become attracted to what the devotees attracted to. So the devotees, and then you're absorbed into the family. And so anyway, that started with the witnesses because they were purified and the spirit of devotion awoke in them, the spirit, the Holy Spirit. And that became the basis of their preaching. And people, not everybody, in the Jewish, many Jewish people were not interested. Some were, but they went out to others, and so the Lord started to draw people in from other. They called them Gentiles. They didn't follow anything, didn't have to, because the main thing is they just received Jesus. So the whole thing is a reception. That's why Jesus said, "I'll go wherever people will receive me, whoever will listen to me." And that is the basis of being drawn into a transcendental family. It's all grace, it's truth and grace. And it's no different with the Vaishnavas. Whoever will receive a transcendental family member, that's how you hear from them, you get purified. And that is really the only way. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to do this by your sadhanas and renunciations and all that, and still your heart is not changed. You know, it doesn't work. That washerman in Krishna Lila is the example of that. He did austerities for many, many lifetimes. And he got the boon to see Krishna, but he had no relation, no affection. All he did was dry austerities, and that's what people are teaching now. It's not the way. You just have to meet a transcendental family member that is empowered with the transcendental sound, and you hear from them and get purified, and then you just begin to like to hear about the Lord, like they like to hear about the Lord. They exist on the sound vibration of chanting worshiping the Lord in separation like this. Okay? So the only viable way. So in Vaishnavism, I hear people say, well, some people really like what we're doing and all that. That's to their benefit. That means they're being drawn in to this family, and they know it inside. It's like they're being drawn, and a lot of people aren't. Actually, most Vaishnavas aren't. They don't feel relation. One guy, I heard somebody, Amina said, this one guy, he doesn't resonate with my preaching. That's basically how it doesn't resonate. This is under it's just, the vibration has to be changed. So they stay at that level. You have to develop resonance with the devotional platform, the devotional sound vibration. Otherwise, if you don't have resonance there, then you're at best a Brahmin. They also don't. If you're just a Brahmin, this has always been in India. This has been a problem between Vaishnavas and Brahmins. Brahmins commit offenses often to Vaishnavas. They don't they don't resonate with that transcendental level. They don't understand it. Okay? Often demigods, they also don't resonate with the transcendental level. It resonates, a vibration. See? But some do. So that's the mercy of the Lord. By the mercy of the Lord, you get a association with a transcendental family member of the Lord. They call that bona fide guru. See? And then by being purified, by associating and hearing from such a devotee, then you get Krishna. Then you're engaged in the transcendental. It happened when that woman, how Jesus' coat, there wasn't I'm not sure what you're talking about. There was this centurion who touched the coat and got purified. Yeah, resonance. So during the day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in various activities with his devotees. Okay. See, his devotees. He had devotees. Not everybody was a devotee. Some people, they just didn't pay him any mind, or they just continued with their activities. But the Lord, those who were called, they were his devotees. They actually had devotion. They because of their devotion, they could recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See? And so that's the secret. You have to become a devotee of a devotee. And that's how you get trained. By being a devotee of a devotee, we're engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. See? If you're not a devotee, see, the Lord appears as his devotee. He considers his devotee, his family members, actually devotee with devotion. If they're empowered to be spiritual master, you have to come under that shelter. See? And you become a disciple or a devotee of a devotee. You just naturally from your heart. You hear enough from them, you say, hey man, the Lord has come as this devotee to deliver me. He's my master. See? Now you're seeing things as they are. And now you're engaged. Probably you'll see things that nobody else sees because they're not devotees of a devotee, real devotee. Not devotees of a person that's not a real devotee. That doesn't quite cut it. You got to find somebody who is transcendentally situated and a devotee in the line, a devotee of a devotee. See, the devotee of all devotees, I mean, especially in our line, we don't just have Jesus Christ here and being a devotee of Jesus, but here we have Rupa Goswami, we've got Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all these, Krishnadas Kaviraj, and they're all, Guru is one, these devotees are all used by the Lord, and your heart just melts for them all, just naturally. That's being a devotee of a devotee. You, in our line, is you're a devotee of them all, literally, because they're just all so beautiful. They're all used by Krishna. Why wouldn't you love? Guru is one, see? But the devotees, they know who's not it. Hey man, that person's in the fold. It's like sometimes people try to sneak in Vrindavan, and the gopis say, hey man, you're not part of this family yet. How are you sneaking in here for? Yeah. Say, there's also Vaishnavas, they're not really family members yet. And the devotee knows, hey man, they ain't a family member. That's Prabhupada knew, hey man, that person ain't a family member yet. He's still covered by the modes of nature. He's just, it's like, they have these demons that try to imitate a family member. That's an obstacle, actually. And Krishna has to go in there and find them out and separate them, or purify them, one of the two. Yeah. So in this way, the Lord spent the 4 months of the rainy season in various pastimes, and then he ordered the Bengali devotees to return to their homes. All the devotees from Bengal would regularly invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch, and the Lord would speak to them with very sweet words. All of you come to see me every year, the Lord said. To come here and then return must certainly give you great trouble. I would like to forbid you to do this, but I enjoy your company so much that my desire for your association only increases. So I would like to forbid you to do this, but I enjoy your company so much that my desire for your association only increases. I ordered Sri Nityananda Prabhu not to leave Bengal, but he has transgressed my order to come to see me. What can I say? Out of this causeless mercy upon me, Advaitacharya has also come here. I am indebted to him for his affectionate behavior. This debt is impossible for me to liquidate.